New week, new hope. We're hoping to see things really explode, but we also can see things break. That's all next. Yes, welcome everyone to Real Estate Daily. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage markets. Now, I know it sounds crazy. I gave you an intro, the good side, the bad side. Who knows what's going to happen? But we are seeing more light at the end of the tunnel than we ever have now in the past 3 to 4 months. We're going to go over all that next. Before we jump into it, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Boom. It will help out this channel, and I'm going to get out the best 5 to 10 minutes on a daily basis in the real estate and mortgage markets. Now, so let's jump right into it. As we do every single Monday, we jump into X and we go right to the Kobesi ladder. It gives us kind of an overview of what to look for economically and real estate wise in the market. So key events this week, it says new home sales data Monday. It came out. We're going to go over that in a minute. Consumer confidence data is Tuesday. Third quarter GDP data Wednesday. CPI inflation. We have the Fed chair speaks on Friday. One thing that it doesn't really say in here, and that I continue to see this, they keep revising everything down. It's almost like they go ahead and prop it up, and then as they come out with the new greatest number, then you start seeing all these revisions down. And I'm going to talk about this right now in the new home sales. So new home sales prices just crashed by the largest amount on record, down 18% from last year. That is the biggest year-over-year decline ever. Even at the worst month of 2008 crisis, the biggest decline was 15%. Now, what makes this even worse than this is that we continue to see the revision downward every month the last 4 months prior. This is ridiculous. How do you keep revising? So these numbers are not even correct. We're seeing this again in GDP. We're seeing it CPI, PPI. All the numbers keep getting revised down. How is that? How are you putting out numbers and you're not even quite understanding them? I think that especially this administration, which continues to change the way things are calculated from CPI, PPI, all these numbers, they're just not, the people that are doing them are not equipped for it. They're equipped for kind of the older system. I should say the one we should be using versus the new one that will stifle data. So with that being said, that's the worst. So that is a worst part. It says new home sales prices are up still 24% since 2020. So in 3 years, we're still up 24%. Anybody would take that. Take it in the stock market, take it in bonds, you take it wherever. You would take that in 2 seconds. It says mortgage demand hit its lowest since 1994 and affordability is at all-time lows. Builders are in trouble. Actually, builders are not in trouble. Builders typically build when they see things that are happening, and they always have a 6-month in advance outlook. And I say that is because most builders right now will not break ground unless they see some type of buyer demand. And the builders can buy the land, they can begin some of the process, but they can stop on a dime and do nothing and let it sit. And that's what they'll do. They'll sit there and go, oh, well, we changed plans. We're not going to pour foundation. We're not going to go put the sticks up. We're not doing any of this stuff. And we're just gonna build. And this is what builders do. They simply overbuild. They give all kinds of incentives, get rid of all the standing inventory. Standing inventory means inventory that's built, but is not sold. Okay. In good times, there is no standing inventory. It's a fight from buyers to go higher and higher on values. And that's what I thought would happen 12 months ago. So with that being said, this doesn't worry me at all. Let's make this really clear. New home sales, new homes are 9% of the entire market. Let me say that again. 91% are existing homes, 9%. So when we look at new home sales, what are we looking at? Wall Street. That's all who cares about this is Wall Street. Existing home sales is Main Street. Look at it in that way. This is going to be overblown by quite a lot of different media outlets out there or influencers who have agendas. We're going to see that. All right, let's jump into it. This is what scares me more than anything else, guys. And I've been preaching this for years. Do not use your credit cards, okay? Do not. It doesn't make any sense. Live within your means. This isn't 2020, 2021, where you can just blow out your credit card and then you know that a stimmy's going to show up or free money showing up from the state because you're on unemployment ain't happening anymore, right? You know that this state in California is broke. They're deficit spending. They overpromise, underdeliver. You know, and they'll definitely clear budget dollars out when the president of China shows up, but they won't do anything else for anybody else. It's just kind of a scam state. I think a lot of us know it. Buy now, pay later spending source 20% compared to last year on Black Friday. Scares the shit out of me, guys. That scares the shit out of me. This society is headed nowhere. If 62% of households are living paycheck to paycheck, and many of them have multiple incomes going over 6 figures and still living paycheck to paycheck, you put this on a credit card, what is your interest? Deals 20% off of being financed with credit card debt at 30% interest rate. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. It's also expected to jump up 19% on Cyber Monday to a record $782 million. I don't know what to say. Personally, I don't know what to say. This sounds absolutely insane to me. Live within your means. Guess what? If we all live within our means, then we're going to see the Fed lower rates because there's going to be less spending. But when you see all-time highs, what are you looking at here? Now, we're looking at one of two things. Number one, they're buying exactly the same amount of goods. All those goods went up 20% now, or 30%, or orange juice keeps going up 100% a year for the last 2 years. You know, gasoline's up over 100% in 3 years. So you're buying basically the same things, but you're paying so much more for them, and that's why you're seeing this big jump. There's no bigger, better deals this year than last year. In fact, I keep seeing people, complain about that. All right, jump into the next one. This is CNBC. They had on this gentleman here, Mark Zandi from Moody's. He says mortgage rates will settle around 5.5% to 6%. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. That he sees that sometime next year. I see it as well. I know there's a lot of different people out there are talking about it. All right, let's keep moving. And in the things that make you go, file, are you kidding me? Naked man arrested at Disneyland wandering around. It's a small world. I mean, that's a boat ride. Was that dude jump off the boat and then walk around inside? Oh my gosh. What are we doing here? I mean, come on, guys. That's crazy. All right, let's jump into the interest rates. Saw a big drop last week. Oh my gosh, are we gonna really go under on FHA 7%? I think we will. I know the bond market took a dump today, right? You know, we saw bond prices which skyrocketed really quickly there to about 4.5 on Friday. Now we're at 4.39. We saw a drop. That will continually dropping these interest rates down even further. So hopefully we'll see the FHA under 7, and we'll see 7.2 for conventional. So, well, thank you guys very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow as we go towards the end of November.